start in the garage and go through the windows and the whole thing, man. It just was fast and furious. Yeah, crazy.
Fast and furious. Good evening, everyone. We continue to follow breaking news out of Skamania County, where officials confirm the Tunnel 5 fire along the Columbia River has destroyed an estimated 10 homes, with hundreds more under evacuation because of the ongoing threat from those flames.
Let's give you a look at where this is burning on the Washington side of the gorge. Residents near Underwood are being told to leave their homes. That's just west of White Salmon and right across from Hood River. We have team coverage for you this evening with Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino keeping an eye on wind conditions.
But first to our Mike Benner on the Oregon side of the river. Mike, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, David, we're seeing the firefighting efforts continue into the late afternoon and early evening. We're also seeing several pockets of thick white smoke. Let me step out of the way and give you a look at what we're seeing from our vantage point. Again, we're in Hood River looking to the north. You see that intense white smoke right there. This is an indication that this fire is no laughing matter. Late Monday morning, several helicopters dropped buckets of water on the more than 500-acre Tunnel 5 fire burning in the Underwood, Washington area. Watching the aerial attack closely from across the Columbia in Hood River is Carrie Schaefer.
It looks like the helicopters are doing a good job, and if the wind dies down, we should be okay.
Schaefer evacuated Sunday, not long after the fire started. She says she grabbed as many important belongings as she could.
There's a lot of work that goes into keeping your house up, but it's just stuff. It can be replaced.
Sean Aiken has learned that the hard way. He owns a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom rental property in Underwood. He says it was torched by the fire.
Saw it start in the garage and go through the windows and the whole thing, man. It just was fast and furious. Yeah, crazy.
Crazy doesn't begin to describe it. By Monday afternoon, the fire had already destroyed 10 homes. Another 250 were threatened by the fire, being fueled by brush and timber, among other things.
The terrain is really challenging out there. It's very steep and rugged and hard to access by ground.
Heather Appelhoff says making matters even worse is the red flag warning calling for dry and warm conditions.
It's a little scary. Yeah, it's a little stressful.
Carrie Schaefer is hoping the more than 150 people fighting the fire find success because both she and her neighbors are counting on it.
We've been on the phone with them since yesterday morning. Yeah, we're a very close-knit community, so I hope everybody is okay.
Yeah, and we too certainly hope that's the case. At last check, there were no injuries as a result of this fire. That, of course, good news. As far as what sparked the blaze, authorities just don't know, but tell us it is under investigation. We'll, of course, stay on top of it. Back to you.
That's Mike Benner in Hood River. Mike, thanks. Appreciate that update.
Let's bring in Matt in the Weather Center. Matt, watching that video and the trees behind Mike, you could see it's kind of breezy. What are the conditions right now?
You could tell, too, from that smoke plume getting blown from west to east that the westerlies are still in full force out of the gorge. We are going to see a wind reversal as some easterly winds kick in for a bit. There are a couple of good things about that. First of all, that transition from a west wind to an east wind, the winds will go very calm for a while before the east winds start to get gusty, and that'll be mainly west of Underwood and Hood River and White Salmon towards Portland, where we see the stronger east winds. So there is some benefit there. The other thing is, as we do see that wind reversal happen, sometimes that'll make the fire start to burn back on areas that are already burned and help to diminish the flames and help to put the fire down. So hopefully the change in the weather will do more good than harm, right? There's a red flag warning for Skamania County and the eastern parts of Clark County too. But as we zoom in, not in the Hood River area itself, not on the Oregon side of the river, and even up the Hood River Valley, right across the bridge, no red flag warning until you get out towards Underwood and then farther west towards Carson. So that's what we're dealing with that, and that continues until Wednesday night when cooler air will begin to roll in. Until that happens, the valleys are also under a heat advisory from tomorrow morning until Wednesday night for one of our hotter 4th of Julys. Probably not the hottest on record, but close. This is the Dalles looking back west towards Hood River from our camera on the Oregon Veterans Home. 94, and look, the winds have already gone very light in the Dalles. This time of the day, this time of the year, they're usually pretty gusty in the afternoon in the Dalles. So again, that's an indication that we're going to begin to see these winds die off just a bit. So hot for the 4th of July. Our hottest was 97 back in 1972. I'm forecasting 95 tomorrow. The hottest ever in Oregon, that was in the Dalles, and you won't make 110 this year, but you will be around 100. Now for the fireworks explicitly tomorrow night, Really warm evening. We don't get a lot of these on the 4th, but 86 at 9 o'clock, 82 at 10 o'clock, still around 80 at 11 o'clock when things are beginning to wind down. Guys?
Yeah, some good news, Matt, with the lightening up of the winds there in the gorge. Appreciate you keeping an eye on things. We also want to tell you about the aftermath of another fire that sparked Sunday afternoon along the central Oregon coast. This is near Waldport, one that also forced evacuations.
Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joins us from downtown Portland. Joe, do we know what caused this fire?
Well, David and Laura, there's no official cause yet, but firefighters do believe this was caused by fireworks yesterday afternoon. Now, the state fire marshal told crews were working on that fire yesterday afternoon along Highway 101 near Waldport that they did find some mortar shells from fireworks. Now, crews were able to quickly contain the fire about to a half an acre, which burned mostly grass and vegetation. Now, at one point, the flames got dangerously close to homes, which forced a level 3 go now evacuation order. That was lifted just a couple of hours after the fire broke out, right around 7 o'clock last night. Thankfully, nobody was injured from the fire. No property was lost. As many people get ready for the 4th of July tomorrow, firefighters want everyone to remember common sense, especially because how dry we've been seeing the forecast the last couple of weeks and how hot things are expected to get over the next couple of days.
Try to just remember, even with the store-bought fireworks, your legal fireworks, do them on gravel and dirt, at least 50 feet from any grass, vegetation, brush, trees, any of that. Make sure.
Now, over the last couple of weeks, firefighters have really been stressing this to try to enjoy the fireworks on the 4th of July from professional fireworks show. Case in point, the one that's held along the waterfront for the Blues Festival. There's also one along the Oregon coast in Lincoln City every year as well. They feel this year it's going to be a safer bet just because of what our forecast has been looking like and what it's going to look like over the next 2 or 3 days or so. But unfortunately, a tradition is not going to happen this year over in Hood River. The Port of Hood River announced that they're canceling their fireworks show tomorrow. They didn't think it was appropriate to have a fireworks show when across the river many people's livelihood was in danger from that wildfire. Reporting live in downtown Portland this afternoon, Joe Ranieri, KGW News.
Unfortunate, but I think we all understand. Thank you, Joe. To downtown Portland now, where a federal security guard shot a man who assaulted him at the historic Pioneer Courthouse this morning. Blair Best is at the courthouse now. Blair, what are police telling you about this?
Laurel, the shooting happened here right on the steps of the historic Pioneer Courthouse. Now, the guard and the suspect were both taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Law enforcement officers say that a man was trespassing, trying to get inside the federal Pioneer Courthouse when he assaulted a federal court security guard. The guard, an employee of the United States Marshal Service, shot him. Since it involved the U.S. Marshal Service, the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office were on scene for the investigation, which cut off the Max line and closed surrounding streets right before the morning commute. We talked with a man who watched this all unfold.
I heard 2 pat-pats, and I was like, whoa, Oh yeah, they were tussling pretty aggressively, and like I said, the suspect was getting the best of the security guard.
Now, the FBI tweeted this afternoon that assaults on federal officers will not be tolerated, and they'll be responding to this incident quickly. The U.S. Attorney's Office is now deciding whether federal charges will be filed. David, Laurel.
Blair Best reporting downtown. Blair, appreciate your reporting there. The man accused of attacking a local food truck owner while allegedly shouting racial slurs has made his first court appearance. 40-year-old Daniel Warren is accused of attacking Dorrell Preston, the owner of Laurel's Chicken Shack on Southeast 52nd and Foster, back on June 15th. The victim's lawyer says he was on the phone with his wife when he was attacked without provocation. Police arrested Warren on Sunday after publicly identifying him as the suspect last week. Warren is charged with second-degree assault. In Multnomah County, the sheriff's office has now publicly identified the hiker who fell and died near Multnomah Falls over the weekend. Deputies say 41-year-old Gerardo Hernandez Rodriguez, a father of 5 from Beaverton, was hiking with a group Saturday afternoon. They say he lost his footing on a trail near the Benson Bridge and tumbled nearly 200 feet down a steep slope. Hernando Rodriguez died before first responders could reach him. Investigators say alcohol likely contributed to his fall.
And new information in a fatal hit and run in northeast Portland late last Thursday night. Police say it began when people were throwing fireworks from a pickup driving up and down Northeast 33rd Drive. 26-year-old Travis Filmley Jr. and others came out of nearby RVs to confront them, including someone who got into a car to chase the pickup. The pickup swerved to avoid Filmley in the street, but the car in pursuit hit him and then took off. Police are still looking for the drivers of both vehicles. The pickup's described as a white lifted truck, the car a black or silver sedan. Call Portland Police if you have any information.